Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Paterson, and today we're doing Let's Draw. If you don't know, I'm doing the 30 days of Bible lettering. You can follow me on Instagram to work out if I'm doing it, when I'm doing it. The 30 days of Bible lettering is basically where we, as a community on Instagram and hand lettering artists, letter out a verse every day, all together every day, and it's really good fun. And I'm going to show you today how I'm going to letter out on my iPad the new one for today. So the first thing I do is I always create a grid with the grid brush inside of Procreate, and I just sort of fling about like this, and I'm going to make this pretty quick, this drawing here. Hopefully we'll get something good out of it. Then I'm going to change that layer opacity to like basically non-existent, so you guys shouldn't be able to see it. Change it back to my sketching brush. Okay, so keep doing good. So we've got a few different ways that we could do this. I'm going to come up with a couple of different ideas first, and then we'll go ahead and start drawing. This looks really bad, but this is the way that I roll. I don't think we're on blue, we're on dark blue here. Keep in capital letters with this K being a bit bigger. So I'm going to roll with this one. It looks pretty decent. I don't know whether it will work very well when it comes to the end of it, but I see the 30 days of Bible lettering forcing yourself to do something bad sometimes that you think is bad, and seeing the reactions of people to make something good in the end. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is very quickly just make that opacity a bit lower, and we're going to create a new layer. Bring down my brush size a little bit. And I'm just going really free flowy with this because there's something about the free flow. Bring this down like that. I'm trying to keep each edge kind of the same. So you want, if it's going to be like it, you know, a serif kind of, a sans serif sort of look, you want to keep all the edges kind of the same. And because it's Procreate 4, we could paint into it, but today I'm just going to draw it in, like, you know, shade it in. And if it looks messy, we'll just go over it with the eraser. Now, you don't have to do this on an iPad. I do it on an iPad because it's a bit quicker and there's a lot more functionality within the iPad. It's kind of like Photoshop Procreate, but I honestly use it because I prefer it to paper most of the time. There's a lot more you can do with it. You can be a bit more creative. And we may change this over time, but the point is that when you're lettering, not everything has to be really, doesn't have to take forever. You can like scratch things down, and a lot of my style when it comes to Instagram is very much like, you know, rugged kind of process. It's not, there's nothing like, it's keeping the balance there and making it look kind of vintagey and old basically. And I like that sort of look. And you can do it within Procreate pretty easily. And on paper, it just takes a bit longer on paper. You have to fill it in and stuff like that. On here, you can just literally, basically just bring this in, straight into Procreate. Let me know, guys, if you like this kind of look to it. I was thinking about just like, when I do Let's Draws, I sometimes think, oh, what's the easiest thing I can draw? But I don't want to do that. So what I might do is just like film me drawing at some point and then basically just like talk over it. And the iPad is always a good thing to draw on because I can keep it still in front of the camera and move the canvas pretty easily. And what we could do with this as well, just add some shadow, because I'm starting to like this sort of shadow look to stuff. I've been doing it every now and then, but basically just adding these lines to your work. Keep, and then doing could be like, Right, so keep doing good. I think this is going to look pretty cool. Some of my best drawings that I love the most are the ones that only took me a few minutes to make, because like I just did it. And a lot of people are like, oh, I need inspiration to strike and I need to be inspired by something to do it. But in reality, you don't. You just need to do it. Like, that's why, you know, a lot of my work is based on an idea that I got for a split second and I drew it. In fact, a lot of my logo designs are, because when I'm designing logos or just designing things in general, I find that when I'm drawing and spending that time drawing, I'm not coming up with an idea. I'm getting rid of the old ones and the bad ones, you know. This G's a bit funky, but I don't mind that. We've got this sort of guy coming up like that. Procreate Force crashing a little bit there. It's got this little flourish flare thingamajig going on. But creative challenges, there's a guy called Stefan Kunz that you should know. If you followed me for a while, you'll know Stefan. He came to Iceland with me and he's been on the channel on a live stream. He's the one who basically started the 30 Days of Bible Lettering, and he got me into it as well, and that's how we became friends through all this. And he's an amazing guy, and you should see him in the way that he does it. He's just like, he was telling me that these creative challenges really do help with kind of expanding your creativity, getting you into that space. You know, he always said to me, you know, finish, not perfect, and that is something that I've tried to hold to. I mean, there's been some days of 30 Days of Bible Lettering where I've just not been able to do it, so I do 2 in one day, or, you know, I just leave it because I don't want the pressure, because obviously my client work comes first when it comes to lettering projects and that. But he was basically saying to me that you've got to just get it done and it will work. Yeah, it's just something really quick and easy. And like on the first day, I challenged myself to do something really creative, and that was the day that I got Procreate 4 beta. So I thought I would just like draw refuge, the word refuge, and make it as nice as possible. So a lot of the time, my problem is composition, not just letter forms. I'm pretty decent when it comes to I'm not really anxious when it comes to letter forms, but when it comes to compositions, oh boy. So here's me cleaning up the edges and getting rid of any mistakes. Kind of like rounding the bottoms of stuff. Much more difficult to do on actual paper, but it depends where your medium is. I still draw on paper all the time, like all the time. You'd be surprised if you just quickly draw stuff without your mind thinking about it. You'll come up with an idea because you're like, oh, I could use that, or that looks okay actually. That's something that I've had to sort of like practice at, being okay with creating bad things to get a good idea. Because a lot of the time it's, oh, I like the concept, but the execution is wrong. But now that I know what the concept is and I know what I did, I can change that to make it work, kind of. So something to look out for. Okay, last letter here, and then we'll see what we can do that's different. If there is anything that we can do that's different. And guys, by the way, if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe, because I'm basically trying to come up with new content ideas for the channel. And it's not really new me doing this, it's kind of just like a new way of doing it, drawing and showing you guys and talking. I had this sort of vision because like I was always wondering how I can actually show you guys how I do my work, because you always ask me these questions, but it gets really intense trying to do videos about them and stuff like that. So I thought if I just showed you me doing the work, then that might make it a bunch easier. Kind of a funky D there, but we'll go with it, we'll roll with it. I mean, there's a few things that I might change within there, such as we might add more shadows or do like this inline thing that I've been doing before. We create the inlines kind of here. I mean, this is just a rough showing you before the video ends, but like this kind of works really well when you're stuck for ideas. because you've got like more contrast there now. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. There it is, keep doing good. It's a very simple exercise. Now I know that now I love doing this. This is like a really cool way of doing it. That's what I've learned. I've also learned that I'm going to put more of these in there if I was to tidy this up. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this process, and next time I'm going to do it and not worry about me talking. I'm going to just do it and then voice over it and stuff like that. That'll make it a bunch easier. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you soon. Goodbye.